Sagittarius, welcome back for your February reading. Those of you who are new, a very warm welcome. And the return bees, welcome back, guys. Okay, I've pulled the cards ahead of time, but before we get into it, the banner directly next to me is for the new channel. The website for the bookings on Yildiz readings and Twin Flame, I've got to read it now, Twin Flame Alchemist to Union. The website's exactly the same and the link for the bookings is below. Now, I'll be live on both channels. I also will be giving away free 1 hour Skype readings to the subscribers. So each month I'll give away a free reading for that, as well as during the live sessions for the astrology and the Twin Flame psychic downloads I get on each channel. I will answer some questions each time. Now let's get into the reading of what's going on with you guys. You do have some interesting energies and it's sort of almost like a return of an old energy. I feel you, look, I feel you know who loves you, right? You're in your mind about it and at times you're back and forward, but you do, it might be you've met someone and you're thinking, do they feel how I feel? The confirmation is yes, but it's going to be some time to kind of gauge and work through it. There may be a delay in communication for those of you who are single, waiting for this person to make a move, communicate more openly. They have been damaged, they have been hurt, so you're going to have to really pussyfoot around it for a little bit. As for the people that are in connections, you're in the mindset of each other and you see something exactly the same. Others of you who are waiting for this person and they're an ex, which I do feel this ex frequency coming through in it. You might be thinking back to some of the situations that had transpired within the connection. And although your internal knowing is, yes, we have a spiritual connection, the 3D situation might be, you know, really distancing yourself from particular groups and coming to a place where there may not be communication at this point. And it may be you feel down, you don't want to talk about it, you just need some space, you don't know how to perceive it. This can even be an old frequency of what had happened, and it's come back in your mind, you know, to really meditate upon that situation and go, oh, you know, that's what happened and it didn't feel so great. Now, you've got your crown chakra coming through, so you really are up in your head with, you know, your friends, who do you trust, what you lost, and an ending to a connection and not quite getting off the ground. Some of you, again, those of you who are in relationships, it's like, do you take it to the next level? Can you get the money together for the finances? You might be at a financial loss, and I do feel some of you even, there may be an issue with accommodation and movement of home, or again, I'm feeling that coming through, and one or the other, a loss of job. So there's pressure in relationships at the moment. Again, you're really going through the ringer, but you're open, your consciousness is opening, the way you're perceiving things is changing. A lot of times when we have mass transformations and we get these downloads, we really are going through a 3D transformation as well as an internal transformation. You know, even when you lost hope, you gain enlightenment, and this is when the communication is going to come in. So I feel you're going to get to a point, you're going to be, right, I'm just going to throw caution to the wind. I'm going to put it out there to universe. And literally, this is when communication comes in. It's like releasing the ego, and it will be from this person from the past, okay? It's not yet at the reunion stage, but it's at let's talk about it stage. Let's talk about, you know, what happened, how we go about, you know, understanding each other's perspective in this situation. This is going to put you back where you start questioning your intuition again. It may be in your sleeping state. Your consciousness is being healed of the perspective of the connection. But it might even give you the clarity to move forward. Although you might feel in the 3D, you might still feel semi-stuck. And that, you know, some of your power was taken away. At a financial level, it may be very externally for those of you who are in a coupled connection. I'm seeing that, again, it's more the financial aspect, and certain plans that you're wanting to get off the ground is really blocked and hindered. But it's putting pressure on each other where the communication is even coming off in a very brash manner for some of you. But it's not your natural disposition within it, but the pressure's, I feel like a pressure cooker. Yeah, some sense of disaster for those of you who are in the connection. And, you know, the others of you, you just literally feel, are things going to get better? But you don't want to be in this frequency of being sad and having desires towards a path that has ended. So you're trying to be very practical about it and not get to a point where you're not seeing something correctly. So especially with the main cards that have come through, I'll show you. Look up peacock feather. I feel it's got another meaning for you. Okay, it's going to have an additional meaning. Now, this person is very bruised. Again, our eye is the third eye, but the eye is very bruised. Most of the cards are crown chakra and third eye. Not seeing something correctly. All of your cards are about consciousness and unconsciousness. When you were present and when you weren't. And again, I do feel this is even when you weren't seeing things, what was going on. When you were, your heightened intuition of telling you something wasn't quite balanced. What it was, be it finances, be it career, be it, gee, do we need to be ready for X, Y, and Z? It's guiding you to start trusting your intuition at a higher level, although you're scared to use your third eye. And I do feel it's very important for you to maintain that inner connection with yourself when it does come to the way you're wanting to move forward. I do really feel that try not to look at money as the be-all and end-all. That's what I'm hearing. Sometimes when we have things taken from us, it's not to show us that we're inadequate. It's to show us we're worthy beyond the point of finances. So if you're in a mental prison about aspects of finances and what it means to be a partner, try and outgrow that frequency. I do feel, ironically, there's heart chakra at play here that needs to be healed. Again, I'm seeing base chakra, which is a family-related wound, as well as you having peace on your side of the fence, not their side of the fence. And then the movement comes. But it's like a reset button I'm feeling. In any shape or form. At a financial, spiritual level, it's a reset. Some of you are about to launch a new career. And this is going to take you out of that frequency. And I feel that can, for some of you, be the key to regaining your confidence. But it's more to do with what you feel, you know, you're passionate about. Because currently I feel what you're doing, it's just really taxing on you. And then it affects your frequencies. I do feel there's a person that some of you may like at work. But, you know, after what's transpired for those of you who are single, you're a bit iffy about approaching. Yeah, definitely the work domain and finances is causing conflict. Money, right? Now, I'm not, how do I put it? One could say self-sabotage, but I'm not feeling that. I'm feeling it's a learned frequency, plus it's an exhausted frequency. The universe is asking you not to wait for an old connection and fear them being taken from you. Okay, that's not what it's about. This is a spiritual healing from you. Then the balance comes back, then the return effect comes about. Now, in your mind, the problem is that the 3D, you might be blocked and you're looking at how to move towards this individual and how to be open within a loving dynamic. The key is it's all a perspective, perception. How do I put it? When our mindset is blocked and we're feeling there's no way out, we're literally blocking that. When we release and let go and not do the whole thought, trigger, manifestation, because when we're triggered, we shouldn't really manifest. We should try and think of it, release it, and especially of a full moon. The release ceremony is very positive for this movement forward. You know, you're not going to get the joy because you're rotating the cycle of an energy frequency merely, not the connection, the pain in the fair base frequency is like pain body experience. If you can come to a mindset where you realize this is temporary, sometimes the universe blocks you not to prevent you, but to align you correctly to the correct time. And that's once you're in readiness and open to love again. That's why I'm saying base chakra and heart chakra. I'm feeling that's going to help the situation. Love and light.